Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of The Tower. So I'm just at the end portion of a farming run, but it's tournament day, so I guess we should quit the run and get started with the tournament, or maybe after this boss. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so this is on the low end of typical coins. I think I'm typically getting about 980 trillion to 1 Q per hour. This is probably on the lower end. Yeah, but anyway, whatever. So let's have a look at today's battle conditions. Plasma cannon, orb resistance, attack speed, plasma resistance, fast ultimate, ranged ultimate, death defy down, level skip down. Okay, so it seems like the main issue today is going to be ranged enemies. With fast ultimates buffing the ranged enemies, if they get too close to you with the increased attack speed, it's likely that we would be taking chip damage. And it doesn't help that I have got relatively low attack speed, and I don't have the masteries for slow aura, which reduces the enemy's attacks, and also the mastery for nuke, I believe. Where is nuke? Oh, there we go. Yeah, so both of these two reduces the attack speed of the enemy, I think. It reads slightly differently, so we know that for nuke it's definitely going to reduce the enemy's attack speed, but with slow aura, it's saying that there is a time delay between enemy attacks. Oh, okay, so it's the same thing. It's also going to slow enemies' attack speed. Okay, so both of them should work pretty well for today's tournament battle conditions. Unfortunately, I don't have them. So yeah, let's just do a quick update of my tower. So I think by the next time I record a video, it's going to be 1 big Q. That's a milestone, I guess. So these are the stones that I have, about 77,000 stones. I didn't do any progression runs this time round, so these are the stats that I'm having. In terms of the keys, after today's tournaments, if I get any keys, I will be able to get workshop respec discount maxed out, which is good because then I can do respecs for tournaments. However, there is this very annoying mission that requires the merging, and I typically just sell off all my modules. So this might be a problem for me, because what's going to happen is, if I wanted to complete this mission probably before the next reset in 5 days, I would probably have to get this one over here, right? If I toggle this automatic shatter for rare modules, then that mission is auto completed. But you know what, I think what I would do is, since I have a habit of spending my gems whenever they get to 200, I'm just going to go ahead and unlock this after the next tournament. And yeah, if I don't complete the mission, then I don't complete it. Okay, so in terms of the lab upgrades, this is what I've done so far. So I was mostly working on damage, and I think it was last night where I finally had enough coin to get the next level for battle condition reduction. Someone also mentioned that I should do my second wind blast in one of the comments, and thank you very much for that. I'm sorry it gave you a headache. I'll put the comment up. The reason, I have a very good reason why I did not do this lab, and it's just that I completely forgot that this lab existed. So thank you very much for that. So I think when the lab first came out, the reason why I didn't touch it was because every time the second wind activates, you have a few seconds of invulnerability. And I just thought to myself, well, it doesn't matter if I destroy all the enemies in one shot on my screen, because during that time period, I'm going to kill all the enemies that are on my screen anyway. So that's why I didn't touch the lab. But I think for tournaments, it's going to be useful, especially in like last week's or the last tournament's battle condition where we had so many bosses. If I destroyed all the bosses, then it would probably be more useful for me. So yeah, I've maxed out that lab. I hope it doesn't give you any further headaches. But yeah, so that is in terms of my overall progress update, what I have done so far. So nothing else has changed. In terms of enhancements, I think I got 2 levels into orb size, or 1 level. 1 into each of this. I brought this up to 1.9. And should I work on cells? Yeah, might as well. Okay. And when is my next mastery up? Okay, I have time till the next mastery to get enough coin. Yeah, I probably shouldn't spend any more coin. Okay, so let's get into the tournament stuff. Okay, so everything is set up already. Tournaments cards are equipped. I have got my modules equipped. Range is at max. Shockwave is at max. And yeah, so I think for today's battle conditions, it might be more worthwhile to use Astral Deliverance than Death Penalty. And the reason for that is because with Death Penalty, it's not a consistent source of damage for killing the enemies. But with Astral Deliverance and with a higher range, I guess I would be dealing a lot more damage to the enemies. And what's the main concern for today's battle conditions is ensuring that the ranged enemies don't come too close to your tower, especially when they're buffed with the fast ultimates. Okay, so in today's set of playtesting, what I'm going to be doing is to do one run with Death Ray, and in the second run I'm going to be taking out Death Ray. And this comes from an observation or a hypothesis from Zevon that so Zevon is one of the people in JPlay's Tower Discord server, and he mentioned that he thinks potentially with Death Ray we are going to be getting less waves in a tournament. And the rationale for that is because with Death Ray, when we are trimming off the common enemies, it is going to have less enemies on screen available for us to proc Chain Lightning over. And given my current setup, with my Dimension Core being having this extra Chain Lightning quantity and Chain Lightning chance, my Chain Lightning damage is doing a significant portion of my damage. So if I've got less enemies to proc Chain Lightning off, in turn that's going to give me less boss damage when I need it. So let's see how we go with that. For the first run, let's just do it with the Death Ray card equipped. Okay, so we are in the tournament. As usual, I need to set my target priority. So ranged and fast enemies have to go on top today. And then I guess it's just boss and whatever is closest after. In terms of my op distance, for the time being, I'm just going to put my ops right at my range line, just so that they can trim off as many enemies as possible. And we shall see how this goes. Potentially with the fast enemy buff, I might lower the op distance to something like, if I remember correctly, it's 71 meters or so, before they get hooked by my energy net. So let's see how we go with that. Let's set it up this way for now, and we'll see how it goes. Okay, it is wave 170, and my health level skip is maxed out. So, oh yes, one more thing I forgot to do is to turn on my Poison Swarm stun. Okay, so everything from here is pretty much AFK. I noticed that I got a comment from Dominic's about the use of Multiverse Nexus. Okay, so let's have a look at Dominic's comment. I mentioned that it's not a good idea for coin farming to use Multiverse Nexus en route to permanent Golden Tower. And why is that the case? Okay, so with the Multiverse Nexus, Dominic, let's pull up my Multiverse Nexus. So I think before it gets to Ancestral level, there is going to be some sort of a cooldown penalty. I think at Mythic, it's like a 1 second penalty. It's essentially the same thing. However, if you are running a 50-second black hole and you do not have your, I guess, Death Wave cooldown substat and Golden Tower cooldown substat wrote onto your Multiverse Nexus, you are probably not going to maintain a permanent uptime on your black hole. And what's going to happen is, if you are running some sort of an EHP build, a lot of enemies are going to cluster in your black hole at some point. And if your black hole falls, they will all slingshot to your tower and you take a very bursty damage profile. It could potentially break your wall and end your run immediately. So that is why, until you are able to hold your black hole duration for a long period of time, it's probably not worth using the Multiverse Nexus. Now, you might also notice that I'm not running permanent black hole at this moment, and that is fine for me because I have Chronofield Plus. So during the time where I'm having black hole downtime, the enemies are spinning around, so there's some form of control of the enemies in slowing down the time they take to hit my tower. But if you are, I guess, not running Ancestral Multiverse Nexus, you're probably not at that level yet. So I guess that's why I mentioned not to use the Multiverse Nexus in the middle part of the game. That being said, if that is your best module, then by all means use it. It's just, in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it would affect your overall coin farming much. Just note that it might introduce some unwanted variance in your runs because your tower runs might end slightly earlier. Okay, so hopefully that addresses your question. Yeah. Okay, so I'll fast forward from here. Oh wait, your question actually has two parts, sorry. So you also mentioned that we need a multiple of 50 seconds, and yes, so when you have permanent black hole, the cooldown is sort of irrelevant. If your black hole is permanently up, then as long as your Golden Tower and Death Wave activate at the same time, all three activations would benefit your coin gain. Yeah, so that is true. Okay, let's fast forward from here towards the end of the run. We are back at wave 1000. I'm going to be adjusting my range as my orbs at the moment. I think it would be good to put them at 73 meters. Let's try this range for the time being and see how we go. We are at wave 1110. My wall has just broken, so Berserker is maxed out. Oh, and as I just noticed, this orb distance actually doesn't hit the boss. So let's put it at 73 and leave it there for the next round as well. As of now, there has been no issue with dealing with the ranged and fast enemies. I haven't received chip damage from them yet, so that's good. And so in a situation like we just saw, there was a lot of chain lightnings going out. Potentially, this is the point that Seven was making, that reducing, if I were to have more of such enemies clustered around my tower, that's potentially going to give me more damage on the boss from my chain lightning. We are at wave 1320, and I think it wouldn't be long now before I take a hit from the boss. My wall has just broken a second time, and there we go. The first hit from the boss is done. So if we have a look at the heat conditions for my tower, these are how they look like at max heat. And oh, there we go. Second wind has just procced. Completely missed that. I'm sorry. But I presume it's just the boss dealing a lot of damage to me. Okay, so demon mode is now procced. Okay, it's wave 1500. Nuke has just procced. So the next boss is probably going to end the run. And there we go. So 1520. This is, if I recall correctly, exactly the same as the tournament performance two tournaments ago. The one with the fast ultimate and increased enemy speed. So I think it's about the same performance overall. These are my stats. So the run took 19 minutes. And overall, in terms of my damage, this is how it looks like. Given how fast the enemies move towards my tower, it might be the case that, oh, look at that, Crowbar Zero is in my tower, in my bracket. Wow. So Crowbar Zero is there. 152. Is there any way I can get an extra 50 waves? I don't think so. These two are tight currently. So I think I'm going to do rather badly in today's tournament because this guy is tier 18 wave 3000. And yeah, I don't want to look at it. So probably I'm going to end up at rank 5. We shall see. Okay, so the next play testing that Zevin mentioned is to remove Death Ray. And just to keep things as consistent as possible, I'm not going to put any cut in place of it. And so yeah, let's go for the second run. Alright, we are back at wave 1120 and my wall has finally been hit. So I'm not sure, is it because it's the second tournament that I'm doing or whatever it is, but for some reason this run feels extremely slow. Like the enemies are moving towards my tower considerably slower than in the first run, at least just based on observation. It could be that I've just been staring at the screen for like, you know, quite a while now and it's just extremely boring to look at. But maybe there could be something about just having more chain lightning procs, allowing my chain lightning to kill the ranged enemies further away from my tower, which in turn reduces the number of fast enemies that are near my tower. And so less enemies or less bosses get buffed by the increased movement speed, I guess. Alright, we are at wave 1400 and second wind has just procced. I believe this is a later activation of second wind than in the previous run. So Zevon might be onto something here. Oh well, demon mode has just came up. It's 1420. Okay, it is wave 1520. Nuke has procced. Probably this boss is going to kill me. And there we go. So it turns out, oh there we go, I'm at rank 5. It turns out that Zevon might be onto something. If you notice from before, in the previous run, my chain lightning damage was less than D damage, right? Now it's at 1.36 D damage. So definitely I'm getting a lot more chain lightning damage from removal of Death Ray. In terms of the overall performance, it's gotten me 1 extra wave, or in this case 10 extra waves because I run Intrasprint Mastery. Yeah, there's no way I'm going to get like 400 extra waves. These guys are all beasts. Well, unfortunately, I don't know any one of them, but I do know Crowbar Zero from his channel, so I'm rooting for you, Mr. Crowbar Zero. Okay, so that is it for today's tournament play testing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and catch you guys in the next one. Bye.